welcome to Fil-Am in Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council or ACDC wherein we discuss critical issues, challenges, and opportunities affecting Filipino Americans. Ako po ang inyong host, Edelweiss Rivera Solano. Annually, the UNLV Collegiate DECA, which is a student organization interested in the field of business, marketing, finance, and even professional development, and ACDC hosts a College Readiness Bootcamp, which is a one-day bootcamp for 9 to 12 grade students, also for their students, to help them get ready for college. So, current college students will share their advice about experiences about in-state or out-of-state schools and financial aid. And today's episode is about the upcoming College Readiness Bootcamp, which is taking place on September 24 at the UNLV Student Union. And maganda po ang ating episode ngayon dahil ang ating guest speaker is a former and actually past attendee of the College Readiness Bootcamp. Her name is Nethelie Ruby Cajeras, who even won a laptop last year, and thanks to our sponsor, Arcada Associates. So, Nethelie is currently a student at UNLV. She's 18 years old. She was born and raised in the Philippines, San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, and she's also, despite her busy schedule, she runs her own business, which is called Harry B. Art, and she is also fluent in Tagalog, Cebuano, and even understands a little bit of Ilonggo. So, welcome to Fil-Am in Focus, Nethelie.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. My name is Nethelie and I'm so happy to be here. And tibano, mayong hapon sa inyong tanan. Akong pangalan si Nethelie Ruby Cajeras, taga San Carlos ko, sa Negros Occidental. Anya, sa mga tao dili kabuluhas at para sa mga taong hindi alam saan yung Negros Occidental, sa harapan lang po yun sa Cebu.
Okay, thank you, Nethelie. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
And then last year, Nethelie, you attended the College Readiness Bootcamp.
Yes po.
So, kamusta ang experience mo?
I had a really good time noon kasi parang it was catered for high school students who didn't have a lot of knowledge about what to expect for the college application process, or even what college will look like. And even though I'm a first year student at UNLV now, I'm still having a hard time kind of being comfortable with my schedule, but all in a day's worth lang, parang one step at a time lang muna ako.
Pero nung nakita mo yung event na yon last year, what made you register for it?
I registered for it because I really wanted to experience what I really wanted to experience the workshops that they provided. And so one of the workshops I attended was how to fill out your college applications, understanding FAFSA a little bit more, and obviously the overall advice that a lot of the panelists spoke towards the end of the event. I was really looking forward to that.
I see. Because each workshop has a panel of industry leaders. So they share their experiences and information. So that was really helpful for you. And do you remember what particular industry that you participated in that session?
I think I attended business. I think I attended the business workshop. But it's been a while, so
okay, it's okay. Pero nakatulong yun sa iyo ngayon sa college mo.
Opo. Kasi I remember just feeling more empowered about college, and feeling more excited. Kasi when I started the college applications process, I was so stressed because syempre, I'm an only child, and the best thing my parents advised me to do was, anak, we can't really help you kasi iba talaga yung college application process dito sa US compared noon nung time nila doon sa Pilipinas. And so with Leaders in Training and the College Readiness Bootcamp, it allowed me to familiarize myself with how I should structure my applications in a way so that I can get accepted into colleges, but also probably get scholarships. Yeah.
Kasi nga, di ba, graduating from high school and even yung beginning college is really such a big step. And college applications forms are very different from universities, each university and college. So dahil dun sa proseso, dahil sa College Readiness Bootcamp, nakatulong ito sa iyo na ma-fill up yung form mo. That's a good experience for you. And then nabanggit mo na yung mga magulang mo, syempre nag-migrate kayo sa Pilipinas nung 6 years old ka. Oo, so ang may tulong na lang nila sa iyo is more on guiding you through just the application, but it's more of you proactively taking the steps.
Parang moral support. My parents do their absolute amazing best to support me in whichever way I can. So I'm very thankful to my parents, mom and dad. Hi.
Thank you, nanay, tatay. Tapos, and then, ano pa yung mga naidulot sa iyo? Nakakilala ka ba ng mga ibang estudyante na naging kaibigan mo after the event?
I think it was the people I did meet at the event. It was a lot of just really supporting each other. If they needed someone to look over their personal essays, which is needed for, I believe, the collision and common applications for college, I was more than ready to peer review it and then give them advice as to, hey, if you should take a look at this paragraph or parang I can edit it if you really need help. And so parang moral support din. Kaya mo yan, pare.
That's good. And then kasi di ba each session meron it's like may mga smaller groups yon, so there's really an opportunity to ask questions. So and it's a safe space
it
to
really
do
is
so.
a safe space. And so all the workshop leaders, they really did their best to cater to everyone that attended, and so that made me feel a bit more comfortable, especially since I'm such a very shy person especially in workshops as well. So yeah.
That's good. At least natanong mo naman yung kailangan mong tanong at naging komportable ka na maitanong yon. At saka yung mga iba pang sessions na was helpful for you is aside from yung helping you apply for student aid, at the same time yung may mga college life skills na na-discuss din doon during the sessions.
One of the life skills that the college students advised was never take an 8 a.m. class kasing sobrang maaga. And then here I am taking my first class at 8:30 a.m. So parang I didn't take that advice too well. Kasi sa pag-isip, in my head, I was like, 8 a.m. not too bad. At least hindi sila 7 a.m. Like especially in high school, 7 a.m. yung start ng classes ko. But either way, you show up to college to do your best to get that good education. And so parang it's a small sacrifice for an even greater purpose in your life and in your investment in your own education.
Yes, that's true. A little sacrifice is needed for you to be successful in whatever that you are doing, lalo na sa education. And bakit importante sa iyo ang kolehiyo?
For me, I've always known that going to college was an option in my life. Like my parents have not stressed, but they have heavily encouraged me to attend college, because that's the reason why we moved to America, for a better life, for a better education, for better opportunities, like yun ang American dream. And so I come from a family of educators. Sa Pilipinas, yung paternal grandparents ko po, teachers. My maternal grandmother was also a teacher, and so education is very important for my family on both sides. And so it was like, now that you're here sa US, you need to go get that collegiate education para you secure that future for yourself, you know, because hard work does go a long way. And so as the youngest granddaughter did on both sides, it was no question for me to not like to attend college. Like, it was needed. And so really happy kasi when I went home to the Philippines last month, my tito was like, it's a good thing that you're going to college kasi you have an opportunity that a lot of people don't have. And so it's really a blessing to be able to go to college and university.
Totoo yan. Tsaka importante yun as a foundation for your life in the future, and then where you want to be, lalo na sa iyong career. Having that knowledge and skills to help you through whatever you're gonna pursue in the future.
Opo. And yeah, kasi college, one thing is, even if you lose everything you have in the world, one thing people cannot take away from you is your education, your knowledge that you gained. And so that's really important din kasi knowledge is power.
Yes.
And
tama. Ganda ng sinabi mo.
I think,
Yun talaga yung laging stress, lalo na sa ating mga pamilyang Pilipino, is yung education talaga.
Education is so important. Yeah.
And then sabi mo na meron ka rin ng aside from doing schoolwork, meron ka ring business.
Opo.
Can you tell me more about your business, art business?
Yeah, so I started my art business in the midst of the pandemic when I was 16 years old, and it had been an idea I've had since I was maybe 13. And so I just told myself, you know what, Neth, you have so much time. Kasi nung 2020, no one really knew what was gonna happen. And so I took it upon myself to start Hari B Art, which is a combination of Hari, my Doberman's name, and Ruby, which is my second first name, and then Art. Parang Hari B Art, ito na yung baby ko, ito na yung business ko. And so I started with designing anime inspired stationery, and that stationery was for people to use for journaling, scrapbooking, as a way to de-stress, especially during such a hard time. And eventually I shifted my marketing for my stationery to help students across the world. Parang naisip ko sa sarili ko, how can I help students struggling to find motivation for school, take something they love and something I love, and make something that's never really been seen before. And so I started making handmade notepads, handmade stickers, and I was able to sell it to almost all 50 states sa US, and I've also sold it. I've sold some pieces to Australia, Germany, France,
Ang
UK.
galing mo naman.
Thank you
Ang
po.
galing. Tapos ikaw mismo yung gumagawa ng art.
Opo.
Ang galing.
Thank
ang galing.
you.
And then it's actually yung sa sinabi mo, it's like a art business with a purpose.
With a purpose, opo. It's like, how can you make your notes pretty? Kasi for me po, as a student, I love making my notes pretty.
Yeah,
Kasi parang ang beautiful sa pagtingin mo. And I feel, my belief is that if you put effort in making your study materials prettier, you're more likely compelled to study and have that motivation, kahit konti lang na motivation. And so I wanted to share that passion with other anime fans around the world. So yeah.
Ay, mga pamangkin ko yung magugustuhan nila yan kasi anime fans din sila. At saka yung mga iba pa na, yung mga mga katrabaho, mga anime fans din. So ang galing naman ng iyong Ang galing nung yung concept at saka yung sharing your art to a lot of people, lalo na yung mga kabataan.
Opo.
So, sa tingin mo, is that the business yung pinupursue mo ngayon sa kolehiyo?
Yes, as of right now, but you know, for me, I'm very open to whatever comes my way. And so right now, in a way, I've grown from anime. I want to do more now. I want to make more meaningful art. And so my trip to the Philippines really inspired me to try to, maybe my next step is designing Filipino artwork naman and putting them as, or creating them into stationaries or something for my fellow Filipinos around the US and around the world.
Yes, ituloy mo yon. Why not? Ang gandang concept yon.
Thank you.
Kailan yung last year ka umuwi noon sa Negros Occidental?
Actually, last month.
Ay,
po.
last
Opo,
month. Oo.
yeah. And
Tapos
so,
na-inspire ka.
Opo, kasi that was my first trip as a solo traveler. Kahit kahit umuwi lang ako sa Pilipinas, it was the first time I was alone sa airplane. And it's so funny because my mom and dad were worried, my lola was worried, my titas and titos were worried, my cousins were worried kasi ako yung baby sa family. And so everyone was like, yung angga ko EI sa aming family. So EI yung nickname ko. Sabi nila, asan na si EI? Asan na si EI? Naabot na ka EI? Where's EI? Where's EI? Is she there? Is she there? Parang nagpanic sila, pero ako dun lang ako sa aeroplano nag sleep sa airplane. So that trip was so meaningful kasi it's like I told people it was like I was reconnecting with my roots, rediscovering who I am. And I recently said that knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where you come from is so important kasi it will take you far in life. And so I'm thankful for my cousins for inviting me to their wedding, and my parents for letting me go home by myself, trusting me. Because it's a memorable trip I will never forget.
That's good. So, thank you sa kaila nanay at tatay at tinas ka nila to go home and, know yourself better. And yun nga yung sabi na huwag mo kakalimutan kung saan ka nagsimula. At saka, gusto ko lang sabihin sa'yo, ang galing mo buti na ang galing mo magtagalog, Cebuano, nandun pa rin yung lengguwahe. Kasi, sabi mo, 6 years old ka nung lumipat ka dito.
Opo. And so, it's funny because a lot of Filipinos, pag mag-migrate sila dito sa US or kung saan sila mag-migrate, a lot of the times when they're very young, they lose that language because their parents may, want them to assimilate into the country's language for, multiple purposes. Sa akin, my parents, they also encourage me na mag-English ka na lang para, it's easier for you to communicate with other people. Pero I was quite the opposite as a child. I always said, in Bisaya, I would say, why should I have to speak English at home when we're Bisayan, we're Cebuano? And parang inosente lang naman ako noon. Pero to me, I'm so thankful for standing with that decision kasi now I can comfortably speak Cebuano and Tagalog. Actually, yung Tagalog, I didn't really speak it until I was in 9th grade of freshman year sa high school ko. Kasi Cebuano lang kami ni mami tsaka ni daddy. And so, Cebuano kami sa bahay. And then, I got into like the Filipino YouTubers. Yung parang nag-reconnect na naman ako sa mga Filipino content on YouTube or on Facebook. And that's when I started parang teaching myself at Tagalog again. And so, it's really nice kasi now I really want to go back home and kind of just explore the Philippines na naman.
Mabuti yun kasi at least nandun yung interest mo, nandun yung passion mo ba to really know where you come from, even as in really advocating for the Filipino culture. So salamat. So yung konsepto mo para sa susunod na yung from anime to showcasing Filipino culture.
Opo.
I think that's very amazing.
Opo. Thank you po.
So sa mga high school students ngayon na nangangamba kung papaano papasok sa kolehiyo, katulad nung na-experience mo, ano yung ma-advise mo sa kanila?
Ang advice. Number 1, get your grades up. Yun ang pinaka-importante kasi I got straight A's pretty much all my life.
Wow.
It's very difficult.
Yes.
But the results are very much rewarding kasi because of my academic merits, I got scholarships from UNLV and I basically don't have to pay anything. And so I'm very blessed with that opportunity. And so keeping your grades up goes a long way, especially for the collegiate life. Then my other advice is to find your story, find out who you are. Kasi in the college applications process, you're gonna stress yourself out. A lot of the times you're gonna be very discouraged when you get rejected from your dream colleges. I got rejected, but you know what? Every rejection is a redirection. And I'm so thankful to God na nandito lang ako sa UNLV kasi hindi ako mag-alala compared to if I was out of state. I would have constantly be looking for money to pay off like the tuition, the boarding, whatever. And so I'm grateful to God na He placed me where I'm at right now.
Yes. So, yun nga, every closed door is just the Lord directing us to the right place in the right and at the right time also. So He always gives us a direction to which you will bloom. So I'm sure you are in the right place.
Yes, thank you. And like for all the young people out there, it's like you're gonna be okay in the college applications process and in life in general. You're gonna be okay kasi you have your own journey and it's not a race, it's a marathon, but you're on a different marathon compared to everyone else. And that's the beautiful part of it kasi no one's gonna have the same experiences as you. No one has the same life as anyone else, and there's beauty behind that. And so for all the current seniors right now, my biggest advice is to just don't stress too much. Sleep well. Please get some sleep. I know I didn't in my senior year of high school, and enjoy life as much as you can kasi nothing is guaranteed talaga. And just have fun, and wherever you end up and just go with it.
Okay. Great advice, Nethelie. And so get your grades up and know who you are, know your own own your own story, and get some sleep.
Get some sleep.
So Nethelie, anyayahin natin muli ang mga nakikinig at ang mga nanonood sa darating na College Readiness Bootcamp.
To everyone who's attending the College Readiness Bootcamp, I hope you guys enjoy. Which camera po? Ito. Okay. For everyone who's going to be attending, I hope you guys have an amazing time. I hope you meet new people because every person you meet, you are supposed to meet in your life. I hope you share some great advice with one another and network very well because networking is very important. And have fun, and I hope you guys learn something new and something that will pretty much you will carry with you for the rest of your lives or in college mismo.
Maraming salamat, Nethelie. Sobrang kahit akong dami akong natutunan sa'yo. Sobrang galing mo, and I hope you will be successful not just in your college student life, but also in your art business. And I really look forward to that, you showcasing Filipino art.
Maraming salamat
maraming salamat, Nethelie. And I'd like to, again, invite everyone listening and watching to learn more about the College Readiness Bootcamp event at bit.ly/ACDCCRB 2022, or you can visit our Facebook to find out more about the event on Saturday, September 24 at UNLV Student Union. And for more information about the Asian Community Development Council, please visit our website at acdcnv.org and follow us on our social media channels. Ako po ang inyong host, Ada Solano, at abangan po ang aming susunod na episode. Hanggat sa muli, salamat po.